Sorry, I was on mute there. Hi guys, welcome back. Give me a second here. I just want to make sure everything is working fine. Just testing. Alright, so one hell of a move. Alright, perfect. Alright, let's see. Let me take my face off and then we jump in this chart quickly. Alright, so we've got this 1 hour fair value gap here, which is also a 4 hour fair value gap, but let's go to a 1 hour. What is going on? Not sure why it's not loading. Let's try again. Connect. Connect. Okay, let's see. Go back to 1 hour here. Right, so here we can see the 1 hour fair value gap that we've marked out earlier. Price gave a nice big push up into it, went out of it, did not invert this fair value gap to go higher. Remember what we said, if we invert this, our focus go to these equal highs up here. But for now we haven't inverted this. What you could do, or what we should do, is say, alright, if you mark out this, you want to see what price is going to do at this 50%. We bounced off that 50%. Now we want to see if that is going to, spike into below that 50% to go higher and then invert this H1, this fair value gap. But that could be something that happens in tomorrow with the news and all of that. But for now, we have not broken through it. We have not closed above it. Alright, so let's go back to the 1 minute. I'm not sure what's the story of TradingView. That's taking so slow to refresh. Alright. What else going on here, but be as it may, let's go back here. As you guys can see, we came back and this low here, we just bounced through it, and we could now see some sort of a move back up there. Will it do it? I don't know. So we will have to see if there's any liquidity here. I mean, there's liquidity right there, those little gaps, or that gap with those highs. But let's see. Okay, so we close above this. We close. I'm gonna take a buy here because I'm not sure. I mean, we can take it up to here, see if that's what we gonna get here. Okay, so why did I take that trade? Well, we took this liquidity out here. We closed above the swing point, so that was an entry, stop below there, target there. We just closed above that, so we could see this gap get filled. This gap here. If we break through it, I might look for this area here. Alright, so let's sit back and see what price is going to do here. Let's make it blue because it's still a fair value gap. Alright, so let's just keep an eye on this. Alright, let's see. We added 50% of that fair value gap now. All we got to see now, are we going to actually break through it and continue higher? Right, so let's see if we're going to move through this. We stuck it at 50% there, as you can see. Just going to make it fair value gap here so we all can see it. And let's give it a try and see. I just want to check on the screen. See everything perfectly. Okay. Alright, looks like it wants to push a little higher. Let's make it concrete so everybody can see it. We added 50% still there. And it looks like it's struggling to get through it, so maybe do some sort of a pullback. Maybe it's us already gone through the, through the push earlier. We might see price doing nothing. Nothing much. But let's have a look. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. Apologies guys, I saw my mute button was on there. Alright, so what I was saying is that high, I want to see price close above that high and then obviously invert this fair value gap to take it all the way to there. And I don't know, because we've moved so much through the AM session already into the PM session. I don't know what to expect actually for those last couple of hours into the PM, closing off the day. So we've run liquidity down here, so maybe we, I don't know, slowly grind sideways here, but I'm expecting to see some sort of move maybe up there. Again, the swing low here is at 50%, so maybe we see a push down again just below that and then go back up. But yeah, for now I'm just going to read price as it is. We haven't broken through the fair value gap, the 4-hour or the 1 hour, to be long-term bullish. But for now, this is what I see. We rejected here. 2 key points is the slowdown here and that high there. So if we close below here, then we most probably want to go lower here. If we close above that, then I think we can go up to there. Alright, so let's just wait. Okay, looks like we want to go lower here. Well, let's see if we're going to close there. If we're going to close, I'm just going to collapse this trade, because then I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the wrong side of this trade. But let's see first. Yeah, I don't like that, so I'll take a $300, $200 loss. Okay, I'm down 200 for that one. All right, let's see. Didn't leave a fair value gap with that break, so not much to do right now. So all we're going to do is just wait and see what the hour gonna leave for us. I think we might be in for a bit of a slow afternoon, but we'll obviously do our best here to try to read price. But you know, if price doesn't want to go, not much I can do, right? Alright, so keep it steady. $1,200. Right, we've got a pin there. Right, so I mean, if I really had to look at it, there's a little gap here. Where we're tapping into now, so I don't know if that's where we want to bounce, and we want to do this. See how this red line is 50%, lines up with this fair value gaps 50%. That's probably where if we want to bounce higher, yeah, that's where you want to see price go into. So spike below that low into that 50% and then hopefully go higher. Okay, not tapped in there yet. Let's just mark this out. Taking that. If we go through this gap here, I wouldn't necessarily take a short, but I think we might then want to challenge this low. Right, let's see. It's getting close to that 50% there. Let's see if it's gonna bounce or break through. Close below this low here and invert, then this low is my next, is what I'm looking at next. Right, so let's see what it's gonna be. Alright, so look, it can still pin, but we've got 7 seconds left. Let's see if that is where we're gonna draw the line. Alright, so this is now obviously a IFG. And it makes me think now that there's no gaps here. There's a low there, but I think we might probably want to come below this low, yeah. Okay, and there we're pushing it lower. I think this is where we're gonna target. Take that one off and mark this out so we can keep an eye on it. Okay, let's see. I'm not taking a short here, even though it looks like it wants to go there. Some people would see that as like an easy trade. I would have liked to see some sort of a retest into that IFG, but there's too many gaps here, and we could see price turn around right here and go all the way up, and see this as a deep retracement before it goes up. So just be careful of that. I know some people look at this and see it's easy trades, just take it and boom, that's a quick scalp for them, but I've been burnt with that before. So okay, so we're going into this fair value gap and invert that fair value gap, or we're going to spike through it. I don't know, let's see. But let me tell you one thing, if you enter the trade up here or down here, you just miss your profit target and then boom, big pullback. And now you're in big drawdown because you thought that was a quick scalp. And like I said, and then this thing, there's a gap there, there's this gap here, could come all the way back up here. And there you closed and you inverted this fair value gap. So this is a IFG. this one here. I mean, it could still come down, but this candle closed above it, so we might go in there and then come down, or whatever it wants to do from there. And what do we have? We've got equal lows. What's below equal lows? This is where everybody is short. Where's the stops? It's up above here. So if you want to make money as a market maker, you want to send price up, take those stops, and then drop it later to run this equal lows. And now we're stuck between fair value gaps. Never good place to be or to trade in. Boom. I promise you guys, some people would have short on here and says no, it's going to bounce back, and then it's going higher, and we're going to bounce here. Now it's going higher. The drawdown is just getting worse and worse. Where if you draw a line and say, guys, or in your mind, or if you speak to someone or whatever, you tell yourself, listen, if price gets to here, then I know I'm wrong, and that's where you take your loss. If it's up here, then obviously you gotta account for it by managing your risk properly and not try to hit home runs. Boom. Okay, let's see if we're actually going to get up here. There would be stops here, there would be stops here, stops here. And I mean, let's take my face off here and see where else people would have put their stops. Right up here, we've got equal highs up there. So I think, if I had to look at this quickly, I think we've left that there. I would like to see this go up, test, run it, come back, run this, and then tomorrow do whatever it needs to do. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Right, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are we going to get up to this 763 level, or are we going to go down to the 605 equal lows? What do you think? Try to build a case in your mind. That helps a lot, guys. This is one of the reasons why I've got this channel, to hold myself accountable, where I can say, alright guys, I think price has put liquidity in here and there, and I think this is where we're going, and if we go there, I'm stopping myself out, boom boom boom, all of those things. And that is what's making me a better trader every day. If I don't speak to you guys, I promise you I'll speak to myself, and my charts look more messy than this, because I'll type stuff in and I'll mark it out and just to keep myself into that mindset, that because the one thing that's quite difficult, or at least it was difficult for me, I don't know if it's for you guys, but don't wait for that optimal entries or that perfect entry. It's never perfect, but if you know you need to see a retest, to wait for that retest, take it. If you get it, and there's a specific place where you say, this is where I want to get out because this is where I'm wrong, that is what you got to do, to take your stop. Like you take profits, take your stop. And don't, I sometimes still hold trades for home runs. Price will go up and then come stop me out at break even. The key thing is you got to say, all right, this is a level where I'm going to take 50% off. I'm going to hold the rest up there and maybe take 80% on the 50% of this wick. Sorry guys, you can't even see my screen. This week 50%, oh, gosh. Yeah, 50% of this week, and then 10%, or I don't know, leave something on the table. But this fair value gap, let's see if this IFG holds price and send us higher. Then again, this is the place where I want to see us close above to send us to this higher. Then if we close invert, then I want to see us going higher. If we close below this IFG, then I'll be worried, because what the hell. But so far price looks like respecting that IFG pretty nicely, so I'm not too worried of that. Alright, let's see. Hey Alan, good to see you, man. Lawrence say we think we're going higher, bounce 2 off VWAP. Alright, let's see where the VWAP is. Alright, I see exactly what Lawrence is saying there. This is a nice observation. Price comes down, bounce, double bottom. But I'll be very... I'll just keep an eye on it, because it's equal lows now. It's a little bit of equal highs up here. Big fair value gap holding price down. So, yeah, let's see. I'm not going to say we're wrong or we're right. Those are good things to keep in mind. I'll just leave that on so you guys can see it, whoever's following VWAP. Right. Yes, typical NFP weak price action. But I must say, even with the NFP this week, I've seen the previous NFP week was disastrous. I mean, we saw fair value gaps all over the place. Price was not respecting it. It was really a mess. We inverted fair value gaps 20 times, and it was barely impossible to make money or to get out break even. But this is typical, and I must say NFP is normally one of those red folder news that creates and run liquidity nicely on a day, normally. So maybe we end off this week with nice price action, but yes, this is typical. And that's why I've been preaching since Monday to be careful on the trades you take, so you don't get caught with these things. But I must say this AM session was like a rocket into the air. It's almost like you take a long and you think this is it, and then you close it, then it runs another 200 points. But pretty aggressive. Hey Steve, welcome back. Thanks for joining. We're just looking at price action here, seeing if we're going to take this equal lows first. That's resting on the VWAP there. And then we've got some nice equal highs up here. Only thing is we've got this fair value gap right in the middle. And as you guys can see, we've inverted it here. We came down, we formed this, we inverted up, spike, inverted down. And that's the type of thing I don't like to trade. So let's just give it some time here. Maybe we run these equal lows first and then go higher. I don't know. And if you look at the 1 hour fair value gap, or even the 4 hour fair value gap, it's pretty much the same. We spiked through the top end, didn't close above it, so not bullish yet. Oh gosh. Alright, so we're back. I don't know, what is it with trading view today? Alright, yeah, seek and destroy is pretty much what it is. And remember, Trump is talking at 4 p.m. Yes. Who knows what his speech can deliver here. I mean, I won't be surprised if that speech sends price through there and through there at the same time. So let's just be cautious of that. And well, thanks for that reminder. I'll be done anyways with the stream before, at 4 o'clock. So I won't have any trades on. Alright, so looks like we want to get, I don't know, let's see if, alright, so obviously these two swing points, that's what I mark out, that's what I want to see. If we broke below this, then we're most probably going to go down here. If we broke above this, then, well, if I say break, you literally got to close above it, not just spike through it. Righty, so now it's one of those things where we sit and wait. Sit and wait patiently. Right, let's see if we did not close below that swing point there. Can still go lower though, but not a clear close below it. Alright, so what's happening here, we've got these equal highs that we marked out here. Then we've got a lower high, no lower lows. So this could be the lower low, and then come back and run that high into our liquidity up here. Right, so this fair IFEG, I'm gonna change it to a fair value gap. because we already inverted it. But now it could be price coming down to bounce from it. See how we struggle to close below those swing points. Actually going to take this off because there's a little gap that got inverted after running these lows, and that could send us to there. And then we got to see what price is doing up there. And let me show you this. Right, this was at 50%, and this is discount if we want to go higher. Yeah. And the gap I'm talking about, it's a very tiny gap. It's this one, yeah. Got inverted. We can test it and then go higher, but we'll have to just wait and see. And there it's basically testing it now. Let's see if it's going to break and close below it. I know the block is not there, but you know what I'm... And there we inverted it down to the downside again. You don't want to get caught in price action like this. Okay, let's just give it some time here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. Gradually moving down. And what is it doing while it's doing that? It's creating a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's all liquidity, trend line move down. To run this and then target all of this to the upside. Okay, we just pinned to the view up there, VWAP. So let's see if it's gonna shoot down to those equal lows. So we've got a VWAP here and this fair value gap. That's a pretty strong line in the sand to hold price. But we could still see a nice big push and then still close within that. This low or high here should stay intact. If that's high, lower high, lower high, and then boom, go lower. There's another gap which we could invert here and just mark it out here. Boom, boom, that's that one there. Out of a fair value gap, that's normally A plus. It's in discount. It comes from a fair value gap. I see there's a VWAP there. We invert this, we test this, we go higher. That's what technically it says. Will we do it? Well, let's see. then that block must hold. So far it looks like it's holding. Let's make it orange, because that is what it is, right? Dum, dum, dum. I wouldn't take any longs here. Simply because of those equal lows. I know there's a VWAP, there's a fair value gap. It just inverted. I might be wrong, guys, but yes, it's too much, too suspicious to me. Maybe we run up and then come back down again. I don't know. But at this point, I'm not gonna fall for that trap. Okay, so 50% of this wick lines up with this fair value gap. Let's see if it holds, or if we close below it, then we're going there. Well, then at least we should be going there. Amazing, guys, this is amazing. See how this little IFG holds price out of this fair value gap. Besides this liquidity, we push, we reject, and now if we close above here, I reckon we will go higher, yes, to this line up here. If we had pushed down through this equal lows and this setup set up, I would have taken that long position with my eyes closed, because that would tell me that's pretty much a good good setup. All right, so we've got this fair value gap here that should hold price, and it's because we close above this swing and we close above it with a fair value gap. So you should theoretically see price bounce from here, but again, equal lows. See what I mean with inverting. You'll see now this is most probably going to close higher here. or this hour is just going to go by moving sideways. Most probably, because I can see it's happening already. Right, let's see if we're going to close higher or not. Okay, let's see if we can push. See if we can close above that line. Okay, so we close above this swing point. Now we could still wait for the next one to do the same. Alright, so let's see if we're going to invert this fair value gap. Then we're on for this. Gosh. For these equal highs here. Okay, let's see if we're going to get it. Let's see, let's see. Just marking this fair value gap out here. Amazing. Alright, so if it stays within this fair value gap, it bounces off this black candle here. Sometimes it will pin into this one and close up there, or even higher to go to see momentum shifting to the upside. It's a nice rejection there. And I'll show you guys something again. Take this swing point. Boom, boom, boom. In 50% right there. Discount and then chase it all up. Now I want to see it invert this fair value gap, and obviously closing above this. I want to see it close above that line to invert this fair value gap. Not yet. I'll try a trade here. Try to take it up to there. Okay. All right, let's see. Push, push, push. Alright, so I need this candle to close above this fair value gap to make it inverted fair value gap. So this candle here close above it, so pretty sure we're going to invert this. Not inverted yet there. Oh, it seems like it's moving nicely. Right, let's see if we can push to our target. Okay, so we did close. So this is definitely a IFG. And we'll make it the right color as well. So this is where we are. I'll move my stop in a minute. I want to see price go close higher first. Right, so I'm going to move my stop here to break even, because there's a little bit of a spike there. It seems that's going to be the swing low, and I think that might be the one that's going to hold us to our target. All right, let's see if it can push. Wow, I wonder where this thing is going. Because I think this thing might even go higher. Come on, give us that last push to profit that will put us in green for today, which will be great. I mean, yeah, I had a similar trade, but it was $3,000 something. In the AM, we came to it, and it said, all right, we're done for today, and boom, stopped me out, and then it ran like 1,000,000 points up for the rest of the day. Maybe that's where the greedy part still needs to need some shaping on my side, because sometimes I've got a target in mind and I don't care what's happening in between. I wanted to go to that target. And one thing that I've learned sometimes for myself, sometimes I get so married to the idea that we need to go to that point, that there's plenty other places we can go to where you can capitalize on, but I'm so stuck in a way to expect price to go there that I don't see the other opportunity. And then after the fact, when I sit and I look and I'm like, that was a good trade actually, so I could have made good money, and in both directions. So for example, I take a short, looking for a short down here to those equal lows, and I'm trying to look for shorts all the way, and it just keeps stopping me out. I mean, at what point do you accept that you're wrong and to move on? That's why I'm trying to limit my trades to 2 trades a day, or per session at least, and look for that absolute confirmation to go into a direction. So this inversion, all of this told me that we might go up here. I'd like to see it go there, but I'm at break even. So if we decide to go back into the range, that's also fine. Then I'm not going to be the one sitting and worry. But now people might think, oh Neil, but why don't you just take money off the table? Yeah, I could, but I think we're going to get there. And that is the risk I'm willing to take. We've got 20 minutes, then Mr. Trump will voice his speech, and hopefully we get our profit before that. Would be nice. Push, 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 push. Come on, come on. Push, 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 push. There we go. Alright, so we end up being $1,000 up. It's not too bad. Now let's keep an eye and see if we are willing to go even higher. Right, so this candle is closing above this high, so, or maybe not, and maybe this is where we turn around and go to our equal lows maybe. Okay, so that could be a sign of a change. Right. Okay, let's just give it some time to breathe. And alright, looks like we want to go up again, but we need to go close above the swing point here now. Alright, so this liquidity is done now, and if we close above here, then we can go higher. If we close below here, we are going lower. I'm just taking all of this out because we want to see what price does from here on. Alright. Okay, let's see. Yep, I think we're still going to push a little bit up. Look, price can jiggle around here where it is now, and when I don't know what Trump's going to say, and send price all the way down to those equal lows. So be wary of that. Just follow price along here. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, dun, dun. Right, let's see if we're gonna go higher. Yeah, momentum looks pretty good. I'm not in any trades. I've taken my trade off. We made money, so that's good. I'm just gonna sit and wait it out. Right, let's see. There's a little gap up here. Let me take my face off so you guys can see it. There's a gap here. Right here. In that, I mean, there's a gap above that. I'm not going to mark out all the gaps, guys, because yeah, I'm not going to be too phased about this. Come on. Could test this level, yeah. Alright, let's see if we can get through that level that we marked out there. Is it going to be rejecting there? Interesting. Interesting, guys. Interesting. What do you know? What do you know? Okay, this is macro time, guys. It is 15:50. That is when the macro starts, and it runs till 16:10. 20 minutes of volatility. Let's see if this is going to send it down to those equal lows. Amazing how we knew that price going to reject at that level. That's something I'll tell you on another day. I mean, I can tell you now. Let me see quickly. Right. You guys see my screen. You see this big white, big push. There was a pullback, which was those black candles. The body of that black candle, you drag it across, we're in a change. And as it breaks through it, it will test it. And that becomes your, I don't know, I don't want to call it like support and resistance type of thing. And doesn't work with all of them. But it's a good way of building targets and, and context to something. Okay. Right, so obviously if we see this close above there, then we can expect a little bit the price to go higher again. Remember, we're above the 50% of this big block, and that's normally telling us that we might be more bullish than bearish. But you look at all of these things. Okay, see, price is now stuck there. It is a prime time for volume and liquidity, or price to make a move. And with Mr. Trump speaking, we could potentially see some decent move. That's why we just get stuck there. Or maybe nothing happens. But let's see. Alright. Still got 6 minutes till 4. Right. Confusing everybody, but we know there's liquidity down lower, right? So if I had to make a call, I would most probably look at a short, but looking at a time, it's end of day, price is going back and forth here, and there's some news coming from Trump, a speech. Got to treat it as some sort of like a red folder type of thing. So let's see. Okay, 1 minute looks like we're going down, then 1 minute it looks like we're going up. This is where you separate traders from gamblers. So we're not gamblers, we obviously here to make money. And let's see. Okay, so not giving any clues away here yet. Just over 2 minutes. Gosh, if you had taken a trade there, you would have lost your mind by now. But I'm holding on to see what happens because it's interesting. We've got reason to go lower, and now it is not doing anything. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Come on. Maybe we sit and wait and nothing happens. Okay, countdown. Countdown to something or to nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe that's manipulation to the downside. I need to go higher. What is Trump telling everybody? Alright, so now it's not moving that much. We expected something, and just know there's equal lows. Maybe those equal lows, we keep it for tomorrow. So for now, guys, thanks for the support, thanks for joining, thanks for engaging, and I hope you guys make money. Hopefully you learn something. Anyways, it's end of day. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the AM session. And yeah, stay tuned and stay safe. Bye bye.